Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.
Mais moi je trouve que mon point de vue c'est
King
juste.
Serenoa invites Archduke Gustadolf to Glenbrook in hopes of Gustadolf accepts the secret invitation and makes his way to Whiteholm Castle. However, the salt crystal deposits uncovered in the Grand Norzelian mines are currently in the hands of Serenoa. A meeting between the two great rulers comes with equally great...
Ouais. Ça va être chaud. Ça va être chaud, ça va être chaud. Ça va pas se lâcher.
What is the meaning of this, Lord Benedict?
It is as I said. The Kingdom of Glenbrook will cease all business with the Norzelia Consortium. The related parties should leave Glenbrook immediately, and any assets remaining shall be seized by the Kingdom.
This is madness. Not only will you cut your ties with Hyzant, but the Consortium as well? How do you intend to get your salt now?
You needn't worry about that.
So it's true. Glenbrook has mined salt crystals from deep beneath the earth.
It is no business of the Consortium's.
You dare slight us after all we've done for Norzelia? The post-war accord said that someone must ensure the fair distribution of salt, and so we did.
And we appreciate all your efforts. However, King Serenoa has no need for the Consortium in Glenbrook.
The nerve of you people. Hyzant will never forgive such insolence.
Save your tears for the long road back home. The Consortium was only ever good for lining its own pockets, which is far from fair as I see it.
I see now. House Wolfort wishes to see the Consortium eliminated in its entirety. In that case, I will return to Hyzant as you said and report this outrage.
Ciao ciao!
Was it right to provoke him? Claris may use his underground connections to stop us.
That was my intention. He will now bring disorder to Hyzant. More importantly, the new Norzelia truly has no need for the Consortium. And
The new Norzelia.
the world King Serenoa would rule. I have formulated a plan to bring about that new age. But first, our negotiations with Gustadolf must succeed.
C'est bon, continue à gérer ça. Continue à gérer ça.
Sir, Archduke Gustadolf's ship will be arriving any minute now.
Thank you.
Parfait.
The outcome of our negotiations hinges on King Serenoa. I must speak with him, alone. But is it?
I have no desire to do
Voilà.
so. That would make us no different than Hyzant. And seeing as Gustadolf sought to break the Holy State's monopoly, I doubt he would ally with us.
But we will merely be used as pawns should we give him the salt crystals.
I have no intention of doing that either. Lord, I will use
Ouais.
the salt to bring about a free and prosperous Norzelia, greater even than Gustadolf could. If I can prove that to him, I am certain he would join our cause.
Precisely. You prove time and again you are worthy to stand atop the summit of Norzelia. I have a befitting strategy in mind. Lord Serenoa, would you allow me to negotiate with the Archduke?
Ouais, je
Very
t'autorise.
well. We must have him on our side.
And we shall.
De toute manière, si on va là-bas, on peut pas libérer les gars? Je crois qu'on peut les libérer, hein. Kobito. Allez.
Most intriguing. You once refused to bend the knee to me at this very spot, and now seek an alliance as King of Glen.
I could not have foreseen this moment either back then. Nor that you would have your own cousin slain after discovering the salt crystal veins.
I hope you aren't expecting an apology. Have we not usurped the same throne?
I have not asked you here to discuss the past, but the future. I am certain you understand that taking on Hyzant alone is a fool's errand. We must unite if we are to stand it.
And you expect me to believe that one of the Saintly Seven wishes to defeat the Holy State itself?
We must prevent Hyzant from gaining complete control over Salt and consequently Norzelia. I even parted from it.
I see. I have no objections to overthrow.
Then let us begin the negotiations.
Silence. I am here to speak with King Serenoa, not his servant.
I have given Benedict full rights to be here. Consider his words my own.
So the bird did not break free after all. His vassal opened the cage. Very well then. But allow me to make this clear. If you wish for an alliance, you will give me the salt crystal veins. They belong to Esfrost for having discovered them in the...
We cannot do that.
Then we have nothing to discuss.
Pray answer me this,
Qu'est-ce que ça
Archduke.
veut dire?
What do you intend to do with the salt?
People need salt to live. But here in Norzelia, it is owned entirely by Hyzant and the Consortium. Their high taxes make it nearly... Once I defeat Hyzant, I will abolish both that abhorrent Consortium and its taxes, and allow free trade. I would ensure that any who desire salt receive their fair share of it.
That would make you the only one with control over salt. It is no different than Hyzant now.
I do not covet riches like they do. Under my rule, the people would have salt. They would finally have freedom. This is the only future before us.
I beg to differ. We intend to make salt available to all. Anyone will be able to obtain as much as they like for a modest price.
You would put control of salt in the hands of the people? To what end?
To change the world with the potential residing within every grain of salt. For example, preserving foods with salt would make life and trade more prosperous than ever before. Using salt in leather
Ok,
and
ouais, je vois
glass
comment il veut faire ça
crafting
maintenant.
could create-
Ok.
Farmers could give it to their livestock, and it could also be used in various methods. It can even be used in explosives.
How do you know about that?
These are but a handful of examples. If we give the people access to salt, there is no telling how many. Norzelia will enter a golden age of prosperity, and her people will thrive like never before.
I did not take you for an idealist. I think we both know that the people lack the intelligence.
They just haven't been afforded the chance. But with the proper mechanisms in place, I have already started work on a plan to make salt available over the course of several years.
Do not underestimate the people's greed. It won't be long before they turn on
Ah,
their
ok, je
rule.
vois compte.
The very nation you sought to defeat feared the same, and sought to control them with their goddess's might.
Archduke Gustadolf, I do not fear a free people. I wish to lead them, but will fight if I must. That is why I took this throne. I believe anyone who wishes to rule the new Norzelia should be prepared to do the same.
Ok, c'est bon.
Tell me this. How did you know salt possesses such potential?
And I would ask you in return, were you unaware of it yourself? It was all written in a book Lord Dragan gave us.
It is the result of his extensive research at the Esfrosti archives.
Dragan. You mean to say it was the knowledge of one of my own? Had I made him Prime Minister, our positions would be reversed. So this is my punishment for seeing him killed.
Exactement.
Very well. Consider me interested in the future House Wolfort sees for this world. As the Archduke of Esfrost, I hereby swear my
Comment là,
allegiance
j'avoue
to your
ouvrir, là.
cause.
You have our thanks,
Voilà.
Archduke Gustadolf.
Allez les gens, c'est bon,
It is
c'est
only a
fait,
matter
chemin
of time
tracé,
until
on va
Hyzant
dire.
realizes
Puis on verra
what
combien
we
de
are
temps ça va
planning.
prendre.
Let us
Lead the way.
Voilà, c'est bien. C'est très bien. Oh non, tu vas parler comment, ta fille?
Glenbrook and Esfrost have entered into an alliance. You and I are
I am glad to hear it. Thank you for joining our cause.
together. We will strike down Hyzant, for the Roselle as well. I am sure your mother would have been happy to hear it.
Indeed.
Frederica, do you resent me for attacking House Wolfort?
I have come to an understanding of what you hoped to. Your duties as Archduke outweigh your personal desires.
Precisely. I have no regrets for what I've done.
Neither do I regret standing against you, or slaying Erica and Thalis. Not because I harbor personal grudges against any of you, but because my eyes must look not to the past, but to the future.
Envers l'avenir.
King Serenoa said the same earlier.
It should come as no surprise, Archduke Gustadolf. He and I walk the same path, hand in hand.
You've grown strong, Frederica.
Ah bah oui, elle a grandi. Hein. Bah, c'est normal, elle a grandi avec moi, quand même. Tu crois que c'est comme ça? J'ai réfléchi, frère, j'ai réfléchi, je fais que ça.
The Kingdom of Glenbrook and the Duchy of Esfrost enter an alliance. Their combined forces led by Sarah. Sensing their movements, the desert nation summons Exham soldiers home from their march on the Grand Norzelian mines to prepare for the arrival of the Allied forces.
Ah, ils ont appris la nouvelle, c'est sûr.
Though the walls around the Holy State have kept it safe for many years, it is now up to Benedict to discern how best to penetrate.
Ok. Bon, c'est parti maintenant.
Benedict, have you finalized our plan of attack against Hyzant?
I have. We shall shatter the goddess's shield with Esfrost's death knell. We can then storm the capital and take Hyzant. However, there is one problem that remains. Transporting, placing, and firing the weapon will take a considerable amount of time. So we must draw the Hyzantian army's attention away from the cannon until it is ready.
But they might confine themselves to their castle rather than come out and fight us.
We must draw them out. We cannot allow them the opportunity to calmly scout about.
Buying time against Minister Exham's forces won't be easy. The damage will be great, even if we do succeed. Esfrost cannot hope to triumph alone.
Which is why I have measures in place to ensure... Anna, did you send the letter like I asked?
Yes. I sent an unsigned message to Minister Tenebris. It included details of his and Sorslay's illicit salt trade and their profitable underground arena. I also added that we would report it to the Holy One, and enclosed a copy of the evidence I gathered.
Perfect. Tenebris will fear for his position and desperately look for any way to establish himself. And what of Claris?
As predicted, he has returned to Hyzant.
Claris was master of the underground arena, and Tenebris his bookmaker. Now the merchant needs someone in his corner, and the saint needs a pawn. With nowhere left to go.
Ok, il a préparé une espèce de d'appât, on va dire, tout bleu.
I see. We should be able to buy time against their improvised arm, but there is no guarantee.
On va trouver le camp ennemi, quoi.
One last letter should be all the push that Tenebris needs.
Another letter?
Signed by Prince Roland, asking for his aid in destroying House Wolfort, who stole his throne. It lays out a plan in which Prince Roland will attack us from behind with his own army, while we fight Tenebris in front.
What?
There is no reason for him to doubt it. I forged his handwriting and sealed it with the royal band.
How?
I made an imprint of his ring when I took it to fake his death. I thought it might come in handy someday.
Benedict.
Everyone knows of Prince Roland and King Serenoa's disagreement. If Tenebris thinks he has a chance of winning, he will take it.
Mon Dieu.
Even if the odds aren't in his favor.
I understand. But does King Serenoa know?
Non.
No,
Bien sûr que
he
non.
does not. He would not forgive me for using Prince Roland as such. This was entirely my cunning.
King Serenoa.
I heard everything. Your plan gives us the greatest chance of victory. I hereby
Regarde
order
que
you
tout
to
sont
see it through.
permis.
Are you certain?
Ouais, vas-y.
I am certain there's no going back for us. Only forward.